Okay, thank you so much. I hope you're okay. I hope you're joining, wherever you're joining me, wherever you're going to join me, hope you're okay. So, yesterday, someone had asked me a question concerning what do you do with failure? Okay, first and foremost, failure is very, people deal with failure differently. Some, it becomes a motivation to do well, and others, it becomes a stumbling block for them to do well. So at the end of the day, failure is part and parcel of life. How we deal with it matters. How you deal with it also puts you at the position at which you can put in your effort. Apart from that, it puts you at the position at which you can rethink. Okay, so the first point is, if you have failed at something, what did you do with the failure that you had? The other question is, did you learn something from the failure that you have? The good example that I can give out is literally every year football teams compete. Football teams do compete in the championship every year, and in every season we do see some performing well and others not performing well. But it's one of the things that has been discovered is that it's not easy for a winning team to win again, even in the next season, and becomes champion. Literally, this comes to the issues that majority of the teams that do win tends to relax, and also tends not to concentrate on the way that they had won the other competition. So if you have failed at something, what do you do with the fact that you have failed? First and foremost is it's important to admit that you have failed. The other one, apart from failing, apart from you recognizing the failure again, it's a moment of sitting down and analyzing why you had failed. Could it be that for a sportsman, could it be that you have not raced much? Or could it be that you have not just put in the needed effort? And the other thing could be, is it that the kind of diet that you are eating was not suitable for you to win? Apart from that, is it that you are just not into it 100%? You're not into it, your heart, your soul, and the mind. Okay. And then the other thing is, if you have won the competition time to time, you have won the competition, are you still with the eager and the desire to still win the championship? So from those, you'll be able to understand, to say, literally every day, all of us, we have a moment of failing and a moment of succeeding. But what matters is what you do with the 24 hours that you have. It's common said that one of the famous football star literally trains almost 2 hours before his friends begins to train, and literally stays forth for an hour. You almost, when they train with the friends, almost remains and trains for an extra hour for him. So with such kind of dedication and with such kind of with effort that one puts in, it literally tells you to say it is possible to see one person winning in, out, and in, out, because the mind and the things that circulates that person are regulated in such a manner that every time when one wakes up in the morning, literally is waking up in a place where there is football. He goes to the office, is the place where there is football. He holds forth his car, there is football. He goes into the car, there is football. So at the end of the day, the environment for success tends to be created. The issue is, if you had failed at school, what did you do with the failure? If you had failed maybe in business, how did you react to the failure that you failed in business? If you had failed in politics, how did you react to the fact that you had failed in politics? The issue is, it's not a matter of you failing, but it's a matter of you what you do with the failure. If you failed in a singing competition, did you sit down and learn forth the reason that were articulated for your failure? Did you sit down and go through and also tend to understand why you failed? If you had failed at a art competition, why is it that you failed? If the reason can be answered, from there you'll be able to make concrete decisions that can help you to change forth your mindset toward the necessary things that are needed. The other thing could be as well taking into consideration the tools that you are using. Okay, so it's commonly quoted forth that a person that developed the light bulb had to fail 1,000 times just for him to discover forth the bulb. And when he was interviewed, he said he was trying 1,000 ways of making a light bulb. Okay, so the question is, how many times have you failed? And each time that you fail, do you fail and quit, or you do fail and sit down and reconsider? Maybe the ideas that you had used were not sufficient. Maybe the effort that you had put in were not sufficient. So at the end of the day, failure is common and failure is supposed to be accepted. I know we are living in an environment where we are taught not to fail. And those people that failed, let's take for instance, in a classroom where there are thousands of kids. When the teacher poses forth a question and this young boy answers for the question to which majority of his classmates knows to say it is wrong, and he doesn't respond properly, that kind of failure, if it's not well treated well, it tends to put off the child from concentration, and also from, even if the child might know something, he may be discouraged thinking that he will fail. So even that comes to real life situation. Majority of us, they are doubt. At times we tend not to pursue the things that we might know it's something that is achievable, thinking that if we fail, there will be a number of people that will be laughing at us. But the question at the end of the day, the thing that we have to think of, it's far much of better to fail than not to try something. So this, as we are concluding this month of August, it's just an encouragement. If you might have failed at something from the beginning of this year 2023 up to this day, you might have failed something, but the question is, what have you done at the things that you have failed? How have you treated the failure that you might have failed? The other question is, what are you going to do with September, October, November, and December, the few months that are remaining? It's not a matter of the number of days that are in a year, but it's what you do with the time that is left. So failure is not a bad thing, but it's, if you desire to succeed in this life, you have to treat failure as something that might help you to rethink, relearn, and as well makes you to consider the things that might be needed for you to do well. So, if you have failed this day, how are you going to treat failure? If you succeeded last year, what did you do with the success that you had gained? If you had done something last year and today you are not doing it, what is it that is keeping you from succeeding? What is it that is keeping you from performing at your highest peak? Is it that the level of success that you had gained entered forth your mind? So, failure has a lot of things to teach us. Failure has a lot of things to open forth our minds. So this morning, if you have failed at something, pick up forth the towel and also push forward and also see how best you can come out as victor. Victory is yours. But as long as you tend to quit forth here and there, you won't see the desired victory. Okay. So thank you so much. Just wanted to say something. Hope you're having a good day. Hope it's something that is gonna bless you when you listen to this one. See you next time.